So thank you. And thank you, Jane, for the opening remarks. So as Jane mentioned, there's been 16 grants funded in this initiative. And the way that this grant has been kind of constructed is it's a year-long grant. And the first item in the knowledge synthesis and mobilization is this meeting, which is the synthesis meeting. And so the first day is to have individuals. So the Collaboratory consists of 40 researchers, faculty, scientists, knowledge users, and people with lived experience. And so in addition to those 40 users, we've also opened and invited individuals to come in and give us their feedback on what needs to be done in the research space on brain resilience and diversity. How do we consider diversity in its many forms when we conduct neuroscience research primarily, both in the cognitive and clinical domains? And so we have at the end of today a roundtable. So we're going to have a series of talks given by members of the Collaboratory. And then at the end of the day, we're going to have a round table where we're going to have discussions. If you look at your tag, there should be a number that tells you at the back of your tag, there's a number that tells you which table you'll be at in the round table section. And each round table will have a facilitator with some questions to really get your feedback on how today went and what you think, we covered well, what didn't we cover well, what can we improve on, and really help us develop the area of brain resilience in diverse populations. So how do we do this kind of work? So why is this important? So this is data from the Many Faces of Dementia, the landmark study, the Alzheimer's Society of Canada. Now, in Canada, historically, we really didn't have much data about the prevalence rates of dementia in different populations. So this report, this landmark study report, really helped kind of solidify what we know about who is getting dementia in Canada. And so here you have data from, get the laser pointer on. So here you have data on what the current state of affairs is in Canada. Mute this. And using simulation data, they created what things would look like in 2050. And so the graph below shows the percentage increase in dementia rates in different subpopulations in Canada. And you'll see that, there's going to be a significant more than 400% increase in dementia rates in Canada in South Asian communities, almost 200% increase in dementia rates in Indigenous communities. And so these communities really need our support and a greater understanding of how they're aging and what risk factors might be increasing or decreasing their risk for Alzheimer's disease. And importantly, what today's about is also what resilience factors help them age well. And so one thing I want to kind of flip the script, often when we think of diverse or undersampled participants, we often think of the downside, like what are the risk factors that are associated with these communities? But there are individuals in these communities that age well and age very healthily as well. And no one really thinks about what are the unique resilience factors that these different communities might be bringing. Because all of our information right now is based on white, highly educated populations. So we need to change that. But in order to change that effectively, we need to understand how to approach these communities and what might be the best way to move forward. And so with that, that's the theme of this symposium. So we have a series of talks under 3 different sessions. If you want to know more about the speakers, please visit our website, resilienceandaging.com.